I'm always gonna say tonight.
Say
Tonight.
tonight on Ferg's Kitchen.
What did I say? This is Ferg's Kitchen, and tonight we're making simple, easy tomato sauce. Alright guys, so tonight we're making a super simple tomato sauce. This is great for making chicken parm, or just to use straight up on some pasta. Since the tomatoes are the star of the show, you're gonna want to get the good stuff. These are DOP San Marzano tomatoes from Italy. DOP stands for something that I cannot pronounce, but it translates to Protected Designation of Origin, which just means that your tomatoes are produced, processed, and packaged in a specific geographical zone and according to tradition, aka they legit. This is the entire lineup of what you're going to need to make the sauce. You'll need your tomatoes, basil. We're using Genovese basil. It has a stronger, more aromatic scent, and it's traditionally used in Italy. Red pepper flakes, garlic, a good olive oil, salt, and a tiny bit of red wine vinegar. This is optional, but I find it helps round out all the flavors in the sauce. This is also completely optional, but I'm using a food mill to make the sauce. It has these little holes in the bottom, so you put your tomatoes in, and this bit inside pushes them through the holes. It's almost like a cheese grater, but for tomatoes? I don't know if that makes sense, but we're gonna go with it. Using a food mill also keeps the normal texture of a crushed tomato compared to a blender, which is going to almost froth up the tomatoes, if you know what I mean. So put your food mill into a big bowl and dump your tomatoes in. Try not to get tomato juice all over your white shirt like I did. Start cranking the handle and it should press the tomatoes through the bottom and you'll be left with this. Just grab a spoon and scrape it off. This is what you should have now. Silky smooth with no chunks or seeds. I'm going to use 6 cloves of garlic in this. You can use as much or little garlic as you want, but I love garlic, so we're using 6. Peel these guys just by picking the skins off. If you're having a hard time with this, you can also just smash them with your knife and the skins just fall off. Remove the little weird core because it apparently gives you heartburn. Then slice them super thin, like as thin as possible. I don't know if you've seen Goodfellas, but you want to get them as thin as Polly does. I definitely did not get them that thin, but hey, we tried. Little tip, hold your knife up here by your thumb and index. You'll have more control over your knife, and more control means less chance of cutting yourself. Hook yourself up with a bevy. I'm having one of the International Women's Day beer from Breton Brewery. It's always more fun to cook with a drink. Fill a saucepan with enough olive oil to fully coat the bottom. It's gonna seem like a lot of oil now, but you're trying to add that flavor into your sauce. After it emulsifies with the tomatoes, you won't even be able to see it. Add your garlic into the cold pan along with your basil and a bit of red pepper flakes. Turn your heat on to simmer and just let all those flavors infuse with the oil. Don't overcook the garlic. If you overcook the garlic to a point where they look toasted and brown, they'll become bitter. Alright, so we're just gonna leave that for about 10 minutes and come back when it's ready. I ended up putting the cover on while everyone got to know each other. Now that your garlic is soft and the oil is infused with all those flavors, we're gonna add our tomatoes. Since the tomatoes are room temp, it's gonna cool everything down and make it easy to pick out your basil. You wanna get that stuff out of there. Set it to a medium-high heat and stir vigorously with a whisk. If you don't stir it, it will bubble and get everywhere. It's still sort of getting everywhere, so maybe use your pan's top as a sort of shield to protect yourself and your white shirt. Do this until some of that moisture is evaporated and the oil and the tomatoes have emulsified together. You'll know it's ready when it coats the back of a spoon and you can run your finger across it with the sauce staying in place. We haven't added any salt yet, so add a bit and taste for seasoning. Keep doing this until it's seasoned to your liking. But work in small amounts. It'd suck if you oversalted it at this stage. I added a tiny bit of red wine vinegar to balance out the acidity of the tomatoes. Vinegar brings out the intrinsic nature of whatever you're cooking, so you'll taste more of the other flavors. Once you've got it to where you want, that's it. You're finished. Super easy tomato sauce that still has some complexity to it. I mean, like, I like to think it has some complexity to it. It might not, but whatever. It tastes bomb. I just store mine in these containers I found on Amazon and either throw it in the fridge or label it and put it in the freezer for later. So that's it for this one. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Hope you all liked this video, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe.